They say some days you're gonna win. They say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No. If you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Get up, you take your butt, you come out on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down on somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give. This is some days you gotta take. That's the way it's gotta be. Roll it over and you will see. The city streets are full of people going nowhere, making time. The change from night to day is really only out just along the line. Can't you see the sign? And I looked around.
Good morning, my friends. 9:05. It's a Thursday morning. One more day to the weekend, and man, I feel bad for everybody on 270 right now near Olive. That looks pretty bad. It closed until around 9:30. We got a good show for all of you guys today. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we're going to be talking to Calvary Baptist Church and Calvary Christian School. They'll be filling us in on the latest and getting really just some updates on some events that are coming down the pipeline. Mike and Wade will join us again, and always love when those two are in the studio. Then at 10:10, more great conversations come down the pipeline when we have the Lucky Duck Derby, and we're going to have Charity Roth, and I believe Nathan's going to join her, and we're going to get the details on the Lucky Duck Derby and more in the next 2 hours. But in the meantime, I hope you join me for the full show. And at 9:05, here's what you need to know. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update, and you'll never miss out. You can join myself and over 100,000 people, Mike was saying, that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time with the RiverBender.com app, and this has been really great. Mike updated it a few months ago, and just these latest improvements and just the way it looks has been awesome, and I love those breaking news notifications so you never miss out. Here's what you need to know at 9:06. Make sure you download that app today. Legendary Mustang Sanctuary in Alhambra is seeking assistance after a fire severely damaged their home and essential supplies on August the 25th. The blaze destroyed one room and caused extensive smoke damage throughout the residence, compromising the sanctuary's feed supply stored in the basement. This nonprofit organization, been on the show multiple times, is dedicated to rescuing and rehabilitating wild mustangs and burros, and it now faces a critical shortage of food for its animals. The sanctuary is appealing for donations of personal items like kitchen supplies and animal feed to sustain their mission. Supporters can contact the sanctuary at 618-616-8875 or contribute financially via PayPal or Venmo, that Venmo on RiverBender.com. The organization still, through all of this, has remained committed to preserving these wild horses and burros, and it's pledging to provide updates as recovery efforts do continue. Also in the news today, the Edwardsville High School girls flag football team opened up their 2025 season with an impressive 40-0 win over Mascoutah, and they drew a large and lively crowd to the stands. It was the inaugural game and featured spirited support from the Edwardsville cheerleaders and the marching band, alongside festive food trucks that enhanced the atmosphere. Key players like Sophie and Serena Shapiro and energized fans with multiple touchdown catches, setting a positive tone for the season. Sophie highlighted the strong turnout and enthusiastic student support, praising the team's performance. The packed stands and vibrant engagement signal a promising future for that flag football program, but really great to see. There's a photo gallery on the news article at RiverBender.com/sports. And also in Edwardsville, the Edwardsville Community Unit School District number 7, they're set to celebrate the 100th anniversary area of Lincoln Middle School on Sunday, August the 31st from 2 to 4 p.m. This event will mark a century since the building first opened as Edwardsville High School in 1925. Festivities will include a ribbon-cutting ceremony and guided tours led by current and former students. The district will also unveil a new 60,000 square foot addition featuring a competition gym, a storm shelter, library, media center, and multiple classrooms. The expansion was funded by a no tax rate change bond that was approved in April of 2023. Parking and accessibility accommodations will be available for attendees. Also in the news today, authorities are still actively searching for Bill Crispin, who disappeared after walking eastbound on Frank Scott Parkway East on Saturday. The last confirmed sighting of Crispin was near Old Collinsville Road, but he has not been located since. Swansea Police Department, along with the O'Fallon Police Department and 4 other agencies, are asking residents to review security camera footage from 3:40 p.m. onward that day, especially from areas around outbuildings, sheds, and wooded locations near the Parkway East and Old Collinsville Road. Crispin, described as a tall white male wearing a light gray short-sleeved t-shirt, blue jeans, and a black hat. Anyone with information is urged to contact 618-233-8114. Also in the news today, Ralph Cordy, the founder of the Cordy Company and a trailblazer in the construction industry, passed away at the age of 91, surrounded by family. Born in 1934 in rural Highland, Cordy left school after 8th grade but continued learning throughout his life, earning his GED during military service in the Korean War. Starting with a modest $79 Electrosol in 1958, he built the Cordy Company into a nationally recognized design-build firm known for innovation and integrity. And as a founding member of the Design-Build Institute of America, he shaped modern construction methods while contributing significantly to community development and with philanthropy. His legacy lives on through the company's continued commitment to quality and professional excellence nationwide. That full profile on the passing of Ralph Cordy is available at RiverBender.com/news. In more serious news, a 19-year-old Alton resident, Ashton Britt Dyer, has been charged with robbery following an incident where he forcibly took packages addressed to his ex-girlfriend from her home. On May the 12th, Britt Dyer allegedly pushed the victim and a neighbor who tried to intervene to the ground before fleeing with packages. The victim reported that the suspect pushed his way into the residence as she attempted to bring packages inside and notify authorities. Britt Dyer, who is homeless, has a lengthy criminal record and was on probation for a similar offense and is considered a flight risk. He was remanded to jail pending trial. Finally, in the news today, a tense standoff unfolded early Wednesday morning in Columbia, Illinois, when deputies responded to a report of a stolen firearm at a Meadow Court residence. The suspect barricaded himself in the basement and made threats towards these officers, refusing to comply with commands. After hours of careful negotiations, law enforcement safely apprehended the individual, and around noon, they were able to bring him in without injury to anyone involved. Fire and EMS personnel, they were on site to evaluate the suspect before transferring him to the sheriff's custody. Now, multiple agencies, including local police and state troopers, assisted in resolving the incident peacefully, and authorities did thank the community for their patience as that situation unfolded and as this investigation continues. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend this Thursday morning. Let's take a look at weather. Man, it's just beautiful outside. It's 68 degrees in downtown Alton. It doesn't feel like it. Humidity is a little bit up today. Feels like 75. Today, partly sunny and just beautiful. That's our weather note today. And tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Right now, air quality is moderate at 51. Mold's elevated in the moderate category today. And ragweed's high, so you might need to take an allergy pill. I think I need one. Temperatures today will be a little bit higher than they were in the last couple of days, reaching about 83 degrees, dropping down to 57 overnight as we head into Friday. On Friday, a high of 82, a low of 56. And on Saturday, we got partly sunny skies, a high of 78, a low of 54. On Sunday, the 31st, partly sunny skies, a high of 79, a low of 53. And then we start our week and our month of September on Monday with a high of 80 and a low of 59 degrees. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. My computer's now telling me it's 71 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 75. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Hey, before we take a quick break, let me fill you in. Alton Expo coming down the pipeline on a few short days, September the 4th through the 7th. There's going to be a great time. There was some great music. They really do a great job of putting this event on. Clueless is going to be taking the stage from 5 to 10 on the 4th from... it's going to be open 5 to 10, and then Clueless takes at 7. Sorry, I can't read today. And then on the 5th, it's open 5 to 11 with DJ She Beats at 5:30 p.m. Then the Dirty Mugs, everyone loves them. They're playing at 8. On the 6th, it's open 1 to 11. The NKG Band is going to be playing at 3:30 p.m. and Bad Habit at 7. And on that Sunday, the 7th, 1 to 5 and Porch Cafe plays at 1. That's always my favorite day to go to the expo, when Porch Cafe plays and everyone kind of just goes out there and has a nice relaxing Sunday, especially after the week that is the whirlwind of the Alton Expo. There's going to be that Fair Food Carnival, rides, live music, games, more, free admission so you can walk through the fairgrounds without paying an entry fee, but why not stop by Lures and get some really good ride tickets, play some of those games, and then listen to some great bands and enjoy some great food. We'll see you there at the Alton Expo, September the 4th through the 7th at the Alton Amphitheater. For more information, AltonRiverfrontAmphitheater.com, AltonRiverfrontAmphitheater.com, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way.
Buddy say I'm getting in too deep, but I like it, I love it, I want some more of it, I try so hard.
Welcome back, Daily Show on a Thursday. Calvary Church and school. I don't know what to say anymore. I just say Calvary, you know?
It's a church and school now.
Well, and what I think's so cool though is you guys keep growing, and you guys' mission stays this, same each and every year. And right off the bat, how's school year going? How's everything been?
Yeah, school year is going great. We're in our second week, and we've grown this year. We've added 2 new full-time teachers from last year.
Really cool.
And, added students this year. We're right up close to the 40 mark in terms of students, and still actually have a meeting with a family today about that's maybe adding on. So we're still adding students even for this year, and so we're excited with where it is.
That's really cool. And, on the flip side of that, too, and I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about the school life here at the end of the interview. Mike, how's everything been with your side of things with the church and working with the youth?
Yeah, the kids are great. Yeah, and we had 120 in VBS this summer, which is as most we've had in a while. Had 100 kids on stage. That was great in more than one way.
How'd you fit them all?
Well, getting them on there was great. Getting off that was the challenge, but it was really cool to see a bunch of kids singing about God.
Really cool. Man, this is exciting. You guys have had numbers keep continuing to rise, and that's a great problem to have. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, where are we at now? How are things looking? What's next for Calvary?
Yeah, so for us, this is kind of the time of the year, CJ, we're always looking ahead to the fall. Really, post Labor Day, we kind of look at as our fall kickoff. We know that's a time where vacations are over for the most part. Kids are back in school. Families are more rooted than they have been in the summer, and then maybe even people that have been out of church, they're looking to get back into church, whether they're members of our church or from somewhere else. And so we kind of always look at that Sunday as kind of a kickoff Sunday. This year we're calling it Home at Calvary, because that's how we want people to feel when they come to our church. We want them to feel at home. We want them to be comfortable. And so we're doing just a lot of inviting, a lot of contacts right now, reaching out to the community and just saying, hey, come and join us. And that's also the Sunday for us that we start back like our Awana program for kids on Sunday nights, our student worship nights on Sunday nights. We take those off in the summer, and we kick all that back off the Sunday after Labor Day, which is September 7th for us.
It's really important, too, because especially during the summer, everyone's home, or the kids are all home at least, and, maybe both parents are working, or one is, and then the other parent or whoever's taking care of the kids, but things get busy. And then when the school year starts, things are even more busy, and there's no better time to reflect and say, hey, why don't we take a seat on a Sunday right here in the living room, and then, hang out for a bit and catch our breath and refocus, and I think that's a really good way to look at it. And I'm glad you guys are doing that too, seriously.
Yeah, and Awana, which is on Sunday nights, our Connect groups kick off as well, which is like if people want to plug into a small group to get to know each other.
I'm seeing that on your website, on your event video. Yeah,
there's a lot of different topics and different groups that's going to be great for. And then for kids and students, they have, like Pastor Way was saying, our student worship night on Sunday night called Fuel, where they come together and they eat and they worship and they pray for each other and look at God's Word. And then the kids from preschool up, they do Awana on Sunday night. And this year we're doing something a little different for Awana. We're going to do another Christmas play like we did last year, but we're also doing an ice cream truck on that Sunday night, September 7th. So, here's some sugar, and now parents, you can take them home now. And then we're also doing a theme called the sword of the armor of God, and they're going to make their own swords this year. We're going to have a knighting ceremony at the end of the year where we're going to knight them as they get their awards. Cool. Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll play some, Lord of the Rings, music. It'll be fun. But we want them to. It's an exciting time on Sunday night for kids and students. It's intentional and it's safe because we want parents to come and so their kids can know God. A story that just happened recently, and this kind of speaks to why we do this, is one of the kids came to me on a Sunday morning, and school just started, and they said, hey, Pastor Mike, can I talk to you? I said, yeah, sure, buddy. What's up? And he said, at school this week, 3 people came up to me, 3 other kids, and they said, no one cares about you, And, we all say, kids are adults, we all say things that are just wrong for whatever reason. And so I said, oh, well, how did you deal with that? Because this is a little child. And he said, well, I told him, I said, I guess you don't know who God is because he loves me. Yeah. And that's what we want. And as parents, we want that for our kids, to have a power within them that's not their own, but it comes from God, so that when things like that happen, not if, but when, they'll have the strength in the Lord to know who they are and why they're here.
Well, and on the flip side of that too, and really great for that child to understand that too. That's fantastic. But also these programs that you have on Sunday and throughout the week are great for those other kids that maybe didn't make the best decisions, because it's all, a lot of times it goes down to, being a part of a group and having, some type of connection point outside of the house, and not living in our own bubble as children. I think that's another important way to maybe promote that. If things aren't looking good, maybe see if this is the right fit to put it in settings that maybe are more faith-rounded and more faith-focused,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, we know kids, obviously, there's no shortage of
I was
negative
an angel, Wade.
of negative influences, that they experience in the world, at school, or on ball teams, or whatever it may be. And so, yeah, I mean, you're right. Getting them in in an environment where, hopefully there's positive influences that will encourage them and pour the right things into them when they may not get it, anywhere else is very important.
Absolutely. And I also was on your website, and just kind of a transitionary point, on the 6th, you're having a men's breakfast coming up, and I just wanted to pause because I saw that this is a really cool opportunity for some fellowship among the guys. There's not a lot of time for that, really. Absolutely.
And that's something we do once a month on the.
Is it?
Yeah, we do it the first Saturday of every month. It's was it $4, $5,
$5 at 8 a.m.
And we do it at 8:00 the first Saturday of every month, and it's just a good time for us to get together as men, eat. Breakfast is always great, and usually we have one of the guys in our church just kind of share their story, because we realize that a lot of times we show up on Sunday and we just pass each other in the hallway and we say, hey, how was work? How was your week? And we don't really know what's going on with each other. We don't really know. Sometimes even, we always say everybody has a story. Everybody has a way that they grew up and things that have happened to them and how God's helped them persevere through that. And so we have a different guy every month that just kind of shares a story and say, this is where God's brought me. And we've found out, I've been at our church for 15 years now back as a pastor, and I still learn things every month about guys that, I had no idea you went through that in life. And
cool.
Yeah, it's a good time.
That's really cool. Well, and then also on the 6th for the kids, this is even better. I don't know, man. This might be better. Kids Outdoor Zone. This is going to be awesome. 8 to 18. Fill me in on this. This looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, Kids Outdoor Zone is a time where boys ages 8 to 18 can come together.
It's a guys' day.
Yeah, we got a great director, that Mr. Ray, who heads it up. Some months they'll do knife safety. Some months they'll do water safety. Cool. A lot of outdoor skills they learn. Yeah. And there's a camp that they go to on some Saturdays. It's a good time for guys to come together, learn those skills, but then also learn who they are. Again, it goes back to our mission, who they are in the Lord.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think this month is actually Big Gun Day as well. Yeah. So that's but they teach them things like how to change the oil in a car, how to handle a firearm properly, and things like that.
That's really cool.
Sometimes boys these days don't. They spend a lot of time inside playing video games or whatever else they're doing, and it gets them outside and teaches them some life skills, hopefully.
Man, this is cool. So this is all on that weekend that leads up to Welcome Home to Calvary, which is on the 7th. Now, are there going to be some different things going on in this service on the 7th, or is it going to be something that we're kind of accustomed to?
Yeah, it's also the day for us that we go back to our 2 services. So typically our normal schedule is we have a service at 8:00 and then at 10:30, and in the summer we dial that back just to the 1 service. So we'll go back to our 2 services that day. So there will be 2 opportunities to come worship with us at 8 and 10:30, and then as Mike said, we'll kick off connect groups that day and our programs in the evening. Life groups we have in between our 2 services, we have something called life groups at 9:15, which are they're just small group Bible studies. It's a chance for adults, kids to just really connect. We know that people can come into a worship service and they can sit in a room with 300 people, and it's not really a way to get to know anybody or really connect. But if you get in a small group of 15 other adults, you can actually get to know people and develop some relationships. And so we'll be doing that day as well.
That's really cool.
When Awana kicks off that night, something different we're doing this year for our Christmas play that I think is going to be really fun for the kids and for our volunteers is they're going to be telling the Christmas story on stage, but it's going to be in the form of like a slideshow. So we're going to have a big screen on stage, and they're going to come in front of that slide like they're like the audience is going through a slideshow on their phone. And the kids are going to come out and make pictures of creation, the fall, all the prophecies, and then end with the nativity. And they'll get to dress up in costumes, and it'll be a great visual way for the kids in their minds to know not just the nativity story, but what led up to it that was so important. That was God's promise.
This is so cool. And then, of course, I mean, what child would not want to make some swords on a Sunday night? It's 5 p.m. Anyway. This is really cool. You guys got a moment to take a quick break with me?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's do that. We'll take a quick break, 9:28, a little bit of change. We'll come back with more Daily Show, more Calvary Baptist Church and Calvary Baptist Christian School. Man, this is cool. Right after this on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Hear George Jones, 'cause my heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stone.
9:31. Welcome back. Calvary Baptist Church, Calvary Christian School, in the studio, Wade and Mike. You guys have a lot of things going on a lot of the time. You're always busy, you know. That's
plethora.
I always like that word, plethora. I always use that in a job interview. That's how they know they're hiring a doctor, until I show up for the first day of work in sweatpants, With that being said, we're right around the start of fall, which is crazy to me. It seems like the summer flew by, and then Fall Day, that's your guys' big fall event. When's that coming down the pipeline?
That's October 24th at 6:30, and again, it's just something for the community that we want to just reach out and let the community know that we're here. We're going to be having the same thing we've had the last couple of years. We'll have inflatables and food, have a trunk or treat, some face painting, and some balloon animals. But really just a time for us to get to know people in our community more and for them to get to know us and just have some fun together.
It's really cool. Yeah. Well, and also I saw another great thing that you guys do are some of these worships through the college or with the college. What's that look like?
Yeah, so that's our college ministry at the church. It's called Unite, and we're connected with some other churches. We partner with pretty closely with Heartland Baptist Church right there by the high school as well, and we put on a monthly college worship service. We did that this last year on our church campus, but this year they're actually moving to the Lewis and Clark campus.
That's really cool.
And so once a month on Thursday nights. I believe it's the third Thursday night of every month. We're doing Unite College Worship, and we've really seen our college ministry growing a lot the last couple of years. Post-COVID, we found a lot more college students are staying home for whatever reason and not going off to school as much, at least for us. And so that's really caused our ministry to grow a lot. So trying to get on campus and make it easier for the college kids to attend too.
Man, I love this. There's a lot that you guys are doing throughout all ages, and I think that's really cool. And for all backgrounds too, like Celebrate Recoveries in your guys' building. Right. And also, I saw something on your site. What's Hot Topics? That seems like a really good podcast name.
So that's we were talking about Connect groups. That's one of our Connect groups.
Oh, okay.
That's starting on September 7th on Sunday night. So when the kids are in Awana and the students are in Fuel, that'll be actually a group that's meeting in our worship center for a few weeks. Where that's exactly we've given people an opportunity to give us some topics and say what are some things you want to hear the biblical perspective on, and so we've picked 3 or 4. I'm not even sure what they are right now. I don't know the ones that were actually chosen yet, but picking I think about 4 of those, and just talking. What does the Bible say about this particular issue?
That's really cool. I like that a lot. Well, I think it's awesome that you guys have these different varieties for everybody. So it's not just drop the kids off and leave. You can actually stay and have a really meaningful time yourself too.
Right. Yeah, and that's something we try to do, I think, regularly when we do have, it doesn't always work out that way, but when we do have something for adults, that we've also got something for kids and students or vice versa. So it can be for the whole family at once.
Man, I like this. And then are you the one, Wade, that does the morning devotional?
No, so that's our senior pastor.
Oh, really cool.
My dad.
Oh,
Andre.
really cool, yeah.
Yep. So, that's something he does every day, or every weekday, 5 days a week.
That's
that
really
we send
cool.
out for our folks, and just an opportunity for them to, if they want to plug into it, it's just a short video, just time in the Word every morning, 5 minutes that they can just connect in the morning.
I think it's cool that you guys find a way to connect with everybody, as many people as you can all the time. I think that's so important, really, because you got to meet folks where they're at sometimes, and the internet's the best way because you never know who's scrolling through and needs that 60 seconds, that 5 minutes, of just kind of that conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Really cool. Well, Feed the Need, we were talking about during the break. Just fill me in on this. When does this start?
So this is something new that we're doing this year through the school. Of course, we're a private school, so every private school has to do some sort of fundraising to some degree, right? But we really wanted that for our school to be connected to a mission, just more than just selling pizzas or candy bars or something like that. And so we connected with this program called Feed the Need, and we have a kickoff for our school and for our families on September the 9th. And then it concludes on October 10th with a packing day. And basically our students spend time connecting with their circles of influence for donations that leads to a packing day where our school will come together and we'll pack 5,000 meals for an international partner and a local partner. So 4,000 of those meals will actually go to Bangladesh through Feed the Hunger. Bangladesh is a country that's closed to the gospel. There's Bibles, missionaries. None of that's allowed there, and so humanitarian aid is important. We try to again, we meet them where they are. Their needs is hunger and food sustenance, and so our school's coming together to pack some meals to provide for that, and then 1,000 of those meals will stay local through Community Hope Center, and so it's an opportunity for us to do something that's needed and raise funds for the school, but it's also connected to our mission, and it gives our students a mission project to actually be a part of, as well as just a fundraiser.
I love it. I think that's fantastic. Now, for more information on this, how can the public, be involved too and say, I want to support Calvary Christian, on their Feed the Hunger campaign? Yeah,
absolutely. So for Feed the Need, there'll be some. Yeah, no, you're good. There'll be information on our school website at CalvaryChristianAlton.com if they want to be a part of that and to connect in any way. Obviously, any sort of donations that are given toward that go to help purchase the meals, and then help support our students as they pack the meals. And we may have corporate sponsors that are a part of that as well. We're inviting them to even come on the packing day, which is October the 10th, and be a part of that. See the kids packing the meals, participate themselves if they want to do that. And we certainly want anybody that partners with us to have the opportunity to come and be part of the hands-on too.
I love it. This is so cool. And I just love the fact that you're always about giving back to and developing those skills in children, because that's very important and part of I feel like, the education process too.
100%.
Well, and if you guys really are fascinated about more of these upcoming opportunities, and there's some really great groups that you all have, like Grief Share, and then I also saw a widows group, which is always really important to have an opportunity to be in a room with folks going through similar circumstances.
Absolutely.
This is really unique. You guys can see that at Calvary Cares for You. That's the number 4, the letter u.org/calendar. And then getting back into this, I got to tell you, Mike, I thought that was your calendar of events that you were holding.
Yeah, no,
I was reading them upside down for like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay, it's Grafton's now. I'm glad to figure that out. But going back into the kids programs, do we have to be a member of the church to be a part of your programs?
No. And for Awana, for example, on Sunday night, they can go to our website, calvarycaresforyou.org, and go to the registration page. There's an event there's an event on RiverBender of it. It starts on the 7th, that Sunday night. And, it's a free program. I mean, you get snacks, your child will get snacks, they'll get a recreation time. They'll get time one-on-one in a small group with an adult, just listening to them trying to memorize God's word, and they'll make new friends. It's an intentional program. It's exciting. But the best thing is they're going to get to do that together, not by themselves.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's what so many kids need anymore, because, I just feel like this digital age of being, kind of next to the screen all the time instead of running the neighborhood like I used to do. It's really important to have these type of experiences and groups. And now, real quick, what are you guys learning about at Calvary Christian right now? Because I love your learning model. I think this is so cool.
So this year, our second year in our rotation is the medieval period. So last year we were in the ancient. This year it's medieval, and so a lot of nights and things of that nature. Our high school kids are reading Lord of the Rings and some other things that fit the time period. Some of our younger kids are, they'll be reading Robin Hood and some other things like that in our humanities. So we're in the medieval period this year, and
that's cool.
We're really excited about that. The kids have really already kind of really gotten into it, and
I love it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
We have a medieal armor in the lobby named Oscar. Right?
Yeah. We have like a 7-foot knight in our school lobby, for the year. And the kids love seeing that when they come in.
This is super cool. Yeah. How'd your back to school party go?
That was great. Yeah, for students and for kids, it was great. We had what's it called, a multiverse inflatable. So kids were trying to do all these things on that by versing each other, and then we had a good time. The kids, we did like a through the years of VBS theme songs. So like we went all like the past 5 or 6 years, and these kids were young, so they didn't remember the ones 7 years ago. But as we got closer and closer to 2025, it got louder and louder. It was a good time just for the kids to just play together, for our volunteers to get to know them better, and just for them to have a home where they can come and know that they'll be prayed for and be loved.
Really cool. Before I let you guys go, what else is coming down the pipeline? What else to share?
Well, I just think going back to Awana on Sunday nights, and then Sunday mornings we have Calvary Kids for our K through 5th. We have a great preschool program for parents. We know as parents it's hard and it's busy, and it's good just to stop and give yourself permission to stop on one day a week. So bring them in. We'd love to get to know your family more on Sunday mornings or Sunday nights.
Really cool. And honestly, Mike, I couldn't say it better myself. You're right. And to have that opportunity for parents to be able to experience, service themselves and be able to provide childcare and stuff is really cool. That's really important. Yep. Wade, anything else?
No, I mean, I think we've covered a lot, but we're just really, we're just really looking forward to, again, just kind of kicking back in gear after Labor Day, official end of summer, and just very excited with everything that's happening with the school, and just look forward to continuing to grow that. And we're always interested in talking to people about what's going on at the school, and it's hard to believe it's the second week of school, but in a few months we'll start enrollment season for next year. It's wild. So, we're always looking to share the mission of what we're doing there.
Absolutely. And then on the 7th, correct, is whenever we do Welcome Home to Calvary and start that season off. And you guys can be a part of all the Connect groups. Your children can be a part of them. Or you can learn more at calvarycaresforyou.org, and we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. Wade, Mike, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks so much, man.
We'll take a quick break. 9:43, a little bit of change, more Daily Show right after this. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Plenty of car dealers, plenty of options for people to choose from. What's your formula for success, right?
Number one, you got to have a good bank, you have a good team, and you got to have loyal customers. It takes all three of those in order to make something work.
Yeah. In a town like the size of ours, a good relationship with our customers is very important. You want them to know this is a place to come, just like you guys want people to know Carrollton Bank's a place to come.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com. quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Did you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day? Head back to the Milky Way.
Welcome back.
Tell me,
10 o'clock hour rolls around the corner. JCH Foundation Charity Roth, the Lucky Duck Derby, getting ready to take place in just a couple of... We are almost there. Wow.
A couple weeks, yeah.
So, it will take place on September the 11th. And, just the tie-in there because of what the Lucky Duck Derby is all about with raising funds for and to recognize, first responders, especially on that date, is really cool and in a really unique way, too.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. Of course, the event always raises money for ambulances, which is very, very important. But with it happening on September 11th, we wanted to give an extra nod to our first responders, fire, police, and EMS services. So we've added a couple of extra features this year.
Really cool.
Of focus. Yeah, some really cool things going on. So
what'd you add?
So we have always had our Squeakness race, which is kind of a betting race, and we're doing a Hometown Heroes race. So rather than us having these kind of cute and quirky ducks in this particular race, people can actually go online and donate $9.11 and nominate a first responder. Those profiles will then be featured as the ducks. And I've had the privilege of reading the stories and just people thanking first responders, and it's really touching. So it's going to be a really touching tribute in just a fun way. And then the winner of that race, whichever duck is represented by that first responder, those profiles will be featured on social media, so people will actually get to. And in all honesty, we might be able to post a lot of other ones too. There's just been some really awesome opportunities to share the good work that they do.
This is really unique, and what I think so cool is that the whole lineup of events for the 3.5 hours that we're out there. I mean, you're full. There's something to do every couple of minutes.
The entire time. Yeah, we have 3 separate races. Like I said, one of them which you can bet on. One's a sponsor race, which really is a lot of fun and just kind of gives a nod to our sponsors. And then, of course, the Lucky Duck Derby race itself, which people can purchase ducks in that race. They don't have to be present to win. We obviously want people to come to the event because it is a lot of fun. With TikTok being as popular as it is, we've added a TikTok contest. So there'll be bring your phone down to the event and be able to record a reel, and then we'll be able to put those on afterward and just let kids shine their creativity. We have lots of local vendors, lots of business sponsors who will be doing some kids activities. I know there'll be a scavenger hunt, just a lot of really, really, really fun things going on in addition to the duck races.
This is awesome too. And there's so many baskets to win on top of the cash.
Yeah. So at the event, you have to be there to be able to purchase the chances for the basket raffles, but we should have at least 20 to 25 baskets. We get new things every day. Our community is so incredibly generous, and we're so grateful for our business sponsors and those in the community who donate to us. So yeah, that's really fun. People like the basket raffles. We've got some really cool ones. So we've actually been posting some of those out on our social media page too, so you can go there and look.
Really
at
cool.
that
What is it? The JCH Foundation page or?
So Jersey Community Hospital Foundation.
Really cool.
Yep. We also cross post to the Ambulance Association. So JCH Ambulance Association, you can see them there as well. So yeah, I can take a look at those. But yeah, you can't purchase, chances for those. You have to come to the event for that. But you can definitely purchase the ducks in advance.
Really cool. And now, is the registration period still open to nominate first responders,
yes.
or is that when does it close?
Actually, it'll probably close next Friday. So whatever date that is. Yeah. Really? So at least another week to be able to nominate some folks.
Fantastic. And I mean, who wouldn't want a chance to win $1,000 in cash? And like you said earlier, you could technically win all 3 prizes.
You absolutely could. We might have some complaints that we didn't stir up ducks, but hey, a really lucky person could win multiple prizes. And actually, we have had that happen before. We had a couple people win multiple prizes. Very lucky. And again, the more ducks you purchase, the more chances you have to win.
Very ducky.
Yeah.
Very ducky.
That is right.
What I think's so cool is is that, I mean, I was just looking down, and I'm on jch.networkforgood.com, and you can follow along. We'll link that in an article. But, I mean, on top of the 1,500 and 250, you have some really great prizes like Holiday World passes and who wouldn't like a Casey's gift card? I mean, you know, I could. Their food, I'm telling you, is up to par with multiple restaurants in this area.
It's one of my favorite pizzas. Actually.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I really love their
too.
pizza.
Their breakfast croissant thing.
Oh, I know.
To die for. And then
really good.
Bluff City, Fazoli's, plus tickets like the Magic House. That's cool.
Yeah, lots of really cool tickets.
I like this. And now, is it hard to get all these different donations and different gifts put together, or are folks pretty willing to support this mission just because of what you're doing?
They are. We have such a very generous community, and we fully understand that a lot of these local businesses get approached a lot. There's a lot of people asking for a lot of things, and they're so incredibly responsive and just generous to support the event. Realizing the importance of having a local hospital and what we do in our community, and thank them very much. We couldn't do it without them.
Well, and now are sponsorships still available if folks are saying this is something that we really want to help be a part of? Yeah,
so sponsorships are still available. That is still open. A lot of the levels and all of that is out there. We actually have a pretty easy URL. So if you go to jch.org/lucky, that will take you to all of the ticketing options and the sponsorship options. The sponsor button is kind of down below the tickets. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to find, so I always point that out to folks. But most of our sponsor levels do include tickets to the event and VID tickets to the event.
I love it. You're a very important duck.
Yes, very important duck.
Normally people just call me a VIF. But with that being said, 77 people have already raised $30,000 plus for this. And Nathan was just on the show a couple of weeks ago for something different about an education class. But, he's spoke about the wear and tear that these vehicles take, and especially in Jersey County where, Godfrey has a little bit of rural, but when you're going through all these different portions and terrain, that racks up even quicker.
Right, and we don't just cover Jersey County. It's Jersey, Calhoun, and Greene. A lot just by the nature of what we have to do in some situations, like we have to transport sometimes people all the way towards Chicago if they have a special situation, a mental health, needing some additional care for something like that. So there's a lot of miles that can be put on our vehicles.
Well, and they don't last that long. It seems like
you would think they would, but just by the nature of the scope of what we do, we have to replace our ambulances about every 18 to 24 months, which seems bizarre, but they do rack up a tremendous amount of mileage.
Well, it makes sense. And honestly, for anyone in the public to question, it wouldn't, because we want the best vehicles to keep us safe.
Absolutely. We do not want ambulances breaking down on the road. We want them to get there when they need to get there. So we do a great job with that.
You're 100% right. And now, how much are tickets for children, adults? Do all those prices vary?
Sure. So anyone can attend the event as a general admission guest. Those are, if you purchase them in advance, they're $5. They include a $3 food voucher. So you're essentially only paying $2. That helps us do some counting of like food preparation for those who are selling food at the event. But if you can't, you just have to make the decision that day to come on down, then it's still $5. It just doesn't include the food voucher. But if you want that special experience, that VID experience, which those tickets are for kids, are for $30. That includes a buffet style dinner and some drinks, and actually a little like sweet treat. We've got some like snow cone type things for them. And then if it's for an adult, it's $50 for that VID ticket. Again, includes that buffet style dinner. It includes discounts on the ducks themselves, so you save 20% on your ducks, and then there's cocktails that come with that as well. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so it's a great way to support us, to come down at the event and enjoy it.
And honestly, I think that's such a great way to do it too, especially for events like this, and for and for the reason the funds are being raised, because this is it's a community asset, and it's really cool to see a community come together for an asset that helps us all.
Right.
So cool. And now, who's playing music?
So this year, because, and I get to do this teaser, we are going to have a very special announcement at this event, which I can't talk about, but I just want everybody to know you're going to want to be at the event to see what is going to take place. So because of that, we will have the high school band playing for about an hour. The high school jazz ensemble, they do a fantastic job. They're really, really good. Everybody enjoys that. But we're actually going to utilize Brian Hutchinson, who's a DJ.
Oh, yeah.
He's fantastic, super energetic. He's going to do our music for us, and we just thought that would be a really good. We've just got a lot going on at the event, and honestly, with the band, we love the live entertainment. We love the band, but I feel like they stop and start so many times with the races. That we wanted. we want to make sure that they're able to play as long as they can. So we went this option this year.
Well,
with
I think
the DJ.
that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think that's 100% even better. And of course, to have the high school kids a part of it, and really, I kind of get jealous of the high school bands because I had no musical talent at all, and that's all I wanted, you know. But I think it's great to have a DJ. I think it's perfect for Raging Rivers too. And how fast do these duck races go? That's what I've always wanted to know.
So actually, I didn't know this until a couple years ago, but they can actually speed up or slow down the water. So we can make it as fast or as slow as we want to. So the Lucky Duck Derby would probably take about 15 minutes or so, which gives us some time to give some shout outs to our sponsors and things. But the other two races, we actually only kind of do half the course just so it goes a little faster. So the betting races actually kind of might take 7 to 8 minutes, I would say, somewhere in that neighborhood.
I hope no one clips that because they're going to say, see what they're doing to the Mississippi River? They're slowing it down. But with that being said, real quick, you can go see some of these great sponsors online on the foundation's website. Some of it's getting cut off because of the crop, but I mean, just what I think's great is from Bartlett West and C&B and Continuum, Marsh and McLennan and Jersey State Bank always supporting stuff. And it just goes all the way down. It's really cool to see all the support for such a great cause.
It really is. It's an amazing event.
What else we got to promote with this?
I think we are great. Just
we're
if people
getting
can't
good
make,
at this
we
interview.
Are, I know,
I feel like we're kind of like smoothing this out.
We are. Again, if you can't make it to the event, you still have a chance to win. Go out and buy those tickets, jch.org/lucky. If you do want to nominate a first responder, that website, that URL is jch.org/first responder. And anybody can go on and nominate. We are asking just for the donation because it does help us. And then you can, again, be able to feature the heart of a first responder and
really
be able
cool.
to present that.
Well, Charity, it's always great talking with you. I love
you
the
as well,
Lucky
CJ.
Duck
Thank
Derby.
you.
I think that you guys are going to surpass your goal this year, and I think it's going to be another great one.
I hope so. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. And we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com so you guys can go right to tickets. And for all you business owners out there, to sponsor because you guys are a 501c3, and the tax man loves that. So, no-brainer.
Win-win.
No-brainer.
Win-win. Yeah,
we'll take a quick break. Sheila and Flora are going to join us next for their upcoming edition of their new free spiritual wellness experience over at Riverbend Yoga. We'll learn more about that next. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Plenty of car dealers, plenty of options for people to choose from. What's your formula for success, right?
Number one, you got to have a good bank, you got to have a good team, and you got to have loyal customers. It takes all three of those in order to make something work.
In a town like the size of ours, a good relationship with our customers is very important. You want them to know this is a place to come, just like you guys want people to know Carolyn Banks is a place to come.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? What's good, my guy? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is Libby Coombs. Libby was a math major who graduated from Lewis and Clark in 2010. She's a math teacher and the girls golf coach at Edwardsville High School. She even has her LC diploma in her classroom and always tells her students how life-changing Lewis and Clark was for her.
I'm Libby Coombs, and I'm a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
But I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing.
Welcome back. 10:17. A little bit of change. The second of 3 free, say that one 4 times that fast, Raise Your Spiritual IQ interactive discussions is coming down the pipeline to Riverbend Yoga. That's over there at 100 West 3rd Street in Alton. Coming up September the 4th. That's next Thursday.
A week from today.
At 1 p.m. Getting a lot of spam calls. I'm not done with my read yet. It's titled Experience the Reality of Past Lives, Dreams, and Soul Travel. This is really going to be a good one. We touched on this last time. In the hour presentation, you're going to share some stories, ask questions, and offer insights and try an easy exercise to help you become more aware of possible past lives, your dream, and what soul travel is to help you in your daily life. And for more information, just watch this interview and go to ecillinois.org.
You know, this is one of my favorite ones.
I can see that, yeah.
We do. Because it's a culmination of the tenets, if you will, of Eckankar, which is the path of spiritual freedom. We're Eckists, which are students of Eckankar, and we've been that way for many years. But the beauty of what I love about Eckankar and being a student is that I get to meet so many people from so many different religions.
Yeah.
So many different faiths. Yesterday we were out at SIU, and this woman came up and we were talking, and she said, well, I'm an atheist. And we go, well, that's, wow. And so she talked about what she does. Yeah. And I thought, it's so amazing. Yeah. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everybody has inner guidance. Yeah. Whether they call it my own mind telling me what to do, or God, or Christ, or Buddha, it's an exciting journey with everybody so they can relate to at least one of these topics.
Well, that's so important you say that, because how many times, and I'm not saying with Ek, but with other religions, maybe they encounter someone that's on a mission trip encounters an atheist, and instead of saying, I accept you for you. That's fantastic. We try to maybe throw something on them about, hey, why don't you come join our church? And that's not what we need to do.
No.
Open your heart, accept, and just that's what it's all about.
I think that's it. That there's so many different religions because there's so many different folks, souls. We all have, and that's the thing about the reincarnation and the past lives that I love, is because millions of people believe in reincarnation, which is the same thing as past lives. Cause and effect is karma. And so we're going to be talking about karma and why that's important to understand for reincarnation. Yeah. My mother, who is Catholic, and that's not a big tradition in the Catholic religion, reincarnation. But my mother was a strict Catholic, and she said, well, I believe in reincarnation. She said, I can't imagine getting it all right in one lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. I'm right there with you. There's too much to learn.
There's a lot to learn about love.
And a short time to do it if you looked at it as, okay, I'm here and this is the only thing I've got.
Yeah.
So when you learn spiritually that, there's so much more love that you can bring in, and consequently, it opens your mind to new possibilities. So
yeah, I like that.
And knowing about cause and effect, I know that we talk about dreams and we talk about soul travel, but they're all tied together because those are ways to know what is this journey about this lifetime. The reason we don't remember all those lifetimes is it would be overwhelming, confusing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to deal with our own identity in this lifetime.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to even encounter life because it would just all be hitting it. And I think that's where I find this so fascinating because of the fact that if you look at it really from an outside perspective, so many religions might not say the word reincarnation, but there's still that reincarnation in another word or very, very slightly changed terms, of what that could mean. And I'm not saying...
And they're just words, really, when you think about it.
That's all it is.
They're just words.
Well, and I think, too, so many times, we put so much pressure on ourselves, too. And I'm not saying this is the fix for everybody, but, if you understand that, hey, I don't have to figure it all out in this one.
Yeah.
Just that alone, because life's a process, and the more pressure you put on yourself, especially my generation, we're folding right now, so we can't keep pressurizing ourselves. Enjoy the moment. Figure out who we are internally, and really evaluate, our conscious level and see, is this really the healthiest life we could be living? And that's really the best we can do.
Part of that is taking full responsibility for everything that we're bringing into our lives and that we're putting out. And, I think karma is figuring out, I don't want to create this anymore. I don't want to have this anger or this, craziness. Yeah. I want to learn to, get along with people, to love them for whomever they are, and accept my role in it.
Yeah.
That hinges upon, responsibility hinges on the belief in karma and reincarnation, and responsibility has to do with I'm no longer a victim.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm nobody's victim.
On the head. Yeah.
I did this costume, this body I'm wearing. That's me. It's what I created. I've brought together all my experiences.
You've hit on something so important, and I don't know what has led up to that thought. But the last couple of days I've noticed, the last couple of months, is the fact on Facebook there's everyone's guilty of that. Well, not everyone, but you can tell by people's posts. It's a lot of times if it's negative, like, man, nothing's going right, or I'm just generalizing, but instead of like, let's just say, man, house bills are looking rough. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I got this, and life's awful, and you're broadcasting that to the world because you're putting it on your Facebook, so you're broadcasting it to at least your world. But then you make it your own reality because you're living
whatever you're focused on, wherever your attention is.
Level.
And people I think it's important to realize that, because with the world, the way things are happening, it's very easy to go negative.
It is.
It's very easy to focus on, oh, me, oh, whoa, oh, this, and by doing that, where my attention, I'm placing soul in a position of getting that back.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, what can I do in my own way?
Right, and that's karma. What we're putting out is going to come back to us, or where we're holding ourselves. And I think that's what you're referring to. If we hold ourselves in that state of consciousness, or in that, that negativity, then that's what we're bringing back. I don't want that myself,
Right.
but, and that's why, for us, the spiritual exercises that we talk about, that Sing and Hue, helps me refocus and go, okay, what am I grateful for in this moment?
Well, that's exactly it, Sheila. I mean, that's really what I'm getting at, because it seems like those people never have anything get better for them. It just seems like those negative Facebook posts or, hey, this keeps happening to me, is more frequent than the folks that are going, wow, life's good. We aren't focusing on all this negative. We
Or
aren't
how can I make it better for somebody else?
Exactly.
How can I serve you? What can I do to help?
How can I get out of my own funk that I'm creating
Right.
and serve you, and that's how you get out of it, is through love and service.
Woe is me ain't going to make you successful, and I think that
But it's an understandable feeling.
Right. Oh, yeah, no, it is. But it's your tools that help you pull out of it, and that's what I'm getting at,
Exactly.
though.
Well, that's what we're talking
Yeah.
about. These different techniques, the exercises we do, the Hue song, which is just a love song to God. It's a prayer of the highest sort, and many people pray. And we all have different ways of praying. Sometimes it's, I need help.
Yeah.
Help me. Well, whoever's out there, help me. I mean, that's a huge prayer, because you're admitting humbly that you can't do it by yourself.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I really think that that's so important to note on, because, it's just no different than a Major League Baseball player that's pitching for the Cardinals. He ain't going to not practice for 13 years and go out there on the mound and strike out 19 in a row. You have to practice these things. They take time, and they take group discussions, and they take conversations.
And you have
insights.
to practice more than once.
Yeah.
You can't, I'm serious. It's like you practice it, nothing happens. You don't get what you want. You don't see a problem solved or anything. It's like, well, this doesn't work. But that's the same with pitching. It's like, oh, well, God's going to show me how to pitch. I'm not going to practice. And then you strike out all the time. And it's a matter of God will help us. The Holy Spirit, whatever you think, the universe wants us to succeed, to learn how to love. The thing is we have to do our part. That's that responsibility comes in again. Do what we can. And then we have to know how to. The word I use is surrender. It's not like a war where you surrender a side. Okay, you won. It's surrender the ego, the mind, thinking, I've got to do this. I can do this. I can do this. But you've done everything you possibly really practically can. And that's where you balance and you say to the universe, to whatever, I sing the Hue song and I go, okay, thy will be done, not my will.
100%. Well, and it's just really important for everybody really to have, especially with where we're at in the year right now, school's starting back up and life's getting crazy for everybody again. And it's a great time to really take a moment. And this is the second of 3 free Raise Your Spiritual IQ interactive discussions. This one taking place Thursday, September the 4th at 1 p.m. at Riverbend Yoga, 100 West 3rd Street. A quick break, and we'll come back with Flora and Sheila a little bit more right after this.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sally, I'm resting in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to? Lay down, Sally, and no need to leave so soon. I've been trying.
I was in Florida. I don't know why I'm thinking about it. I was in Florida, and this hate Eric Clapton and went on a 10-minute dissertation about how he is just the worst human being in the world. I don't know why I thought about that, but, out of all the grudges to hold, Eric Clapton probably...
You bring this up because have you ever, this is about reincarnation and past lives. If you've ever had a reaction, whether positive or negative, to someone with no real reason for having it, there's something there to investigate. Now, whether it's exactly Eric Clapton or somebody of that personality type, it's like, where did that come from?
Yeah, or just a teacher you run across that you just can't. I mean, there's no rapport at all. And it's like, wow, this seems a little bit out of the ordinary. And those are things to look at if you want to.
And people also that you're attracted to for no reason. It's like, whoa, what's that all about? I wanted to read, this is the book, Eckankar, Ancient Wisdom for Today, How Past Lives, Dreams, and Soul Travel Help You Find God. It's a booklet by Harold Klemp, the spiritual teacher of Eckankar. And chapter 5, which we're going to be talking about, because we are going to talk about karma. For sure, we talked about cause and effect. It says, you're like a hamster going around and around in a wheel. This wheel is called the wheel of reincarnation. Life after life, you come back trying to solve the mystery, wondering how to love God and how to love yourself, which includes loving others. The answer to that mystery is called spiritual freedom. And the way to spiritual freedom is simply just seeing hue with love. There's a stream of consciousness that's constantly going through us. And in order to purify that stream, sometimes when the Eric Clapton thing comes forward, you just stop, you sing hue to purify whatever that stream is, because it's a negative stream. We talked about that negative stream.
And it's an attention shift. You have to take yourself and recenter. It's like having a radio station being off kilter and finally tuning it in and go, okay, this is where I want to be. I want to be in a more pure space than me judging somebody.
I'm not going to read this, but there's a section that says reincarnations help us explain aspects of our personalities. That's very important. Some, like when Mozart was born and had all these
talents.
I mean, we all have them. Well, where did they come from?
Right.
And if you've ever had a dream about another time period, or you're drawn to a time period like the Civil War, I definitely was active in the Civil War. I know that because I've had so many dreams and so many different experiences with that. And other people have, and I also had a past life. I've had theater in my background, and I've had a past life when I was part of a troupe traveling around. And so I can memorize things pretty well.
Yeah.
But that's because it was like, that was something I brought forward.
Yeah. Well, and I think that honestly, it ties into the bigger conversation too, where I think the more observations really, in the slowing down really of life that we can all do to really take all of this in and understand it, I think there's a newfound perspective for so many people that try those practices out, Flora, because they're so important. Because we talked about the dream world so many times and what those specific things could potentially mean. And you've done that in one of your spiritual wellness series already. And when we get into this one, the reality of past life, dreams, and soul travel, take me through how, someone's day-to-day right now. Let's just say it's somebody's walking, down the street.
Okay, this is what we call everyday spirituality.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk. How
everyday spirituality. It ties in because whatever lifetime we're working in right now is the most important.
Yeah,
for soul.
That's true.
Whatever we're going through, we've basically chosen and come into some form of agreement with it. And once we accept where we are and the relationships, the family relationships, the ties, the karma that we have to work out with, a good, bad, and ugly, all that kind of stuff, that takes us forward. And then also the dream worlds. The dream worlds, inwardly at night, we talked about how you sing Hugh and you say, well, I want to know about a past life. And you sing Hugh and you go to sleep, get up in the morning, write down whatever comes. But you don't just do it once. You got to practice this. And then the other thing is soul travel is basically, there's two forms of soul travel. One is that classic out-of-body experience, where a person says, I was out of my body, or a near-death experience. It is a soul travel experience. Okay, the other one is the expansion of consciousness, where, and Harold Klemp says in some place in one of the books, it's like, soul travel is simply a soul moving closer to the heart of God, which is the shift in consciousness that Sheila talked about when you sing Hugh. When you're going through something and you want to shift out of your negative to the positive, you're wanting a soul travel experience. Some people get nudges, you get dreams, you get what you call coincidences. All these kinds of things start falling into place when you start looking for them and accepting them. The more we accept that Spirit's talking to us all the time, whether it's a billboard, whether somebody else's conversation. I was walking by doing my morning walk, and I was worried. I was going, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? You know how that happens with the brain. All the different scenarios. I'm just going, what is it? And two men were getting their their briefcases out of the car. And one man says to the other man, you are making things so complicated. Like that. That's all I heard. And I go, OMG, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And so I basically went, I smiled, I laughed.
That's a message from God, and that's what you're kind of alluding to is how is it practical in our lives
every day
when we, make the decision to really pay attention to what the universe is trying to tell us, like she said, there's, might be a song on the radio. You might walk past a conversation. You might open a book.
You might see a little ant walking along trying to drag a leaf with it.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Whenever somebody starts to understand that and they start to really stop and listen, so to speak, how important is it not to put too much pressure on oneself to understand what that sign means?
A lot.
Okay, that's what I'm
because it does come naturally. It really does. The more you look at it, it's like that little ant pulling a leaf. It's gone. That's too much for that ant to carry.
Gotcha.
Why is it taking that?
And again, you can journal. You can say, okay, I saw this today, and I'm trying to nitpick it apart in my head, but if it's something for me, give it to me a little clearer. And then you do a dream,
Somebody's
do a
worrying
spiritual
about
exercise.
a relationship that's not very good. This is a waking dream. Like when you're awake, we call that a waking dream, when something out of the ordinary happens to help you spiritually. And she said, I was wondering about breaking up with this person. This relationship is not good. It's toxic, whatever. And she said, and I was wondering about it. And all of a sudden these fire trucks came by and they were just loud and didn't stop. And it's almost like that relationship was on fire and she needed to put it out.
Yeah.
That's her interpretation to me, what she told me. And so it's like, that could have meant get on the ball, do something. Somebody else, it's like any dream. You interpret it.
It could have been a spiritual alarm, but that's why it's so important to know and figure out your own symbols and not beat yourself up if you, and make the mistake of telling somebody who knows nothing about
Spirit will tell you again.
Yeah.
If you don't get it the first time, it'll tell you again.
Right. Yeah.
It's there to help you.
So important.
Yeah.
I always love talking with you.
We love talking to you.
If you are a part of this, you get a complimentary book and raise your spiritual IQ. I do get paid. IQ Experience Journal for all attendees. And it's sponsored by Eckankar, The Path of Spiritual Freedom. Learn more at eckankar.org. There's some really good videos on there and some good information, too. For more information, you can call 630-427-5950. That's 630-427-5950. Or visit eck-illinois.org. And now here's what's coming down the pipeline. September 4th is Experiencing the Reality of Past Lives, Dreams, and Soul Travel. And that's this coming Thursday, not this Thursday because that's today, September the 4th, 1 to 2, and then Thursday, October the 2nd, the first Thursday of the month, the goal of spiritual mastery. All cultures, faiths, and backgrounds are welcome, and that's a really good note. You aren't a denomination, so to speak, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Anything else to share for right now?
I just think it's so wonderful that you are so open to everything.
Gotta be.
Well,
some people don't get that, and we appreciate it.
95% of this world don't.
It's just so wonderful to be able to share these techniques with everyone that wants them.
Well, and see, that's why I feel like these conversations are important, because let's just say it helped one person today.
That's right.
I'm in. That's all I needed for my spiritual check, you know?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful purpose to have in life.
Well, Flora, Sheila, I know we'll be talking again soon.
Yeah.
On September the 15th, because I'm really bad at notes. At 10
well, there's a workshop then that we're doing at the Mississippi Earth Tones Festival.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so we'll be down there.
At
you know,
the Zen
that'll be
Zone.
nice.
So we'll talk about that on
2
September
o'clock,
18th.
Really cool. I'm looking forward to it, and I know that a lot of us are too. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com, so you're up to date and in the know on this great free spiritual experience series and wellness series, and we'll see them in just a couple of weeks. Wow, this year's flying by.
Thank you.
Quick break, and I'm wrapping this show up right after this.
Throughout all
How do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way, you still think I'm crazy standing here today. I couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. How do you like me now?
10:42. Welcome back to our daily show on this 28th day of August. I'm wrapping up this show. Hey, honestly, though, it's been a great one. Wanted to give a quick shout-out to the Alton High boys soccer team for winning the first game of their season yesterday. That was a fun one to watch. They're going to have a good season. And, really great. I was reading the write-up. Brad was at the game, and we'll have a story out soon. But I also just read a write-up from another area publication. It was really great. They were down 2-0 in the second half. Came back tied at 2-2. Patrick Hennessy, their goalkeeper, who's fantastic, made some great saves. And really what I think is fantastic, and this is really cool too, is that their team is so fit. I mean, anyone that's ever played soccer with my dad knows about the Rock Springs Hills back in the early 2000s. But I mean, this is a whole different thing. They're working with UFIT and which is another relative of ours, Aaron, and just an uncle, and does really great work. That business is great with JR and Kendra. Those guys are just kicking ass and taking names, but they worked all summer with these athletes and with Alton High School athletes, and you can tell, I mean, the fitness level on these guys is just insane, and it's really fun to watch them. And in the second half, when they just started blowing by when the other team was cramping up, it made you kind of really proud for those kids and really just persevering through it all. So anyway, won 3-2 in penalty kicks. They're on to the semifinals of the Alton Soccer Tournament. and wishing them the best of luck as they get ready for that next game. So really excited for them, and you guys can follow that journey in the next couple of days at RiverBender.com/sports. Another bit of business for you is, this week's poll on RiverBender.com is a really good one, and it's about what you're focusing on most as your child starts the new school year. And I think that that's such a really important conversation, and it may be one that, honestly, just stop to think about. Are you really even focused about it? I mean, does that sound rude for me to say? Hear me out. Because everyone's moving so fast, and I'm sure with youngers, like kindergarten, 1st through 3rd, 1st through 5th, sure, there's a lot more focus on what you hope for your child. But, as you start to get older, and so do your children, they're hitting middle school and in high school, summer, just like everything else, becomes a routine. Back to school becomes a routine. Do you even focus on that? So that's what we are asking you this week. And there's so many different options, and really just kind of interested to hear. There's been a lot of votes, which is really interesting too, and a lot of us don't have school-age children in our reading base, so that's very fascinating. But whether it's adjusting to new routines, supporting their academic progress and success, and making sure it's a smooth start, just kind of curious about that as we're wrapping up the show today. So just answer that at RiverBender.com and /home, and you can answer that on the poll this week. Okay, so I want to fill you in on this just because I saw this, and I don't even know what it is. And if I feel like I don't know, I feel like you don't know, because I know a lot of useless information, and I feel like this is something I would thrive in. I didn't know about it. Thousands of people will paint a town red, not with paint, but with tomato pulp on Wednesday. Well, that was yesterday. Flinging the fruit at one another in the 80th anniversary of Spain's famous tomatina. I think I'm getting this. Tomatina. Tomato street fight. It's an hours-long event, and it brings 120 tons of overripe tomatoes to the eastern town of Buñol, where tarp-covered buildings flank a crowd of up to 22,000 participants awaiting their AMO. Tomatoes. Non-local attendees pay €15 for a ticket and arrive from countries across the globe or cities a bus ride away. When it's going on, it's just a blur of tomatoes. That's what Adrian Cullum of Ireland said, who attended in 1999. It was a blast. How do you remember that far away? That's like 30 years ago. And, I was born in 1999. It was 26 years ago. But still, I don't want to talk about how long ago that was. I'm losing hair and it's turning gray. It was held last Wednesday of August. It is, anyway, the last Wednesday of August. The event inspired by a food fight between local children who pelted each other with tomatoes in 1945. The tomatina was briefly banned in the 50s by Spanish dictator Francisco Franco, a decision locals protested. Televised media in the 1980s turned the festival into a national event, and in 2002, Spain actually officially recognized the festival as an international tourism attraction. This is really cool. I don't know if I want to get hit with a tomato. I don't think that's going to feel good. Maybe it doesn't hurt. The tomatoes thrown aren't from crops treated like those used for food. They're actually grown exclusively for this festival. This is actually really cool. So this year's supply hails from a town 5 hours away, and there's only one rule. There are no teams, no points, no referees. But to avoid injuries, participants are encouraged to squash the tomatoes before hurling them, and of course refrain from hurling anything else. So they're saying squeeze them a little bit and then you throw. That makes sense, because I'm telling you, I'm thinking about this. If I get hit in the head by like 5 tomatoes in a row, that's going to start to sting eventually. I don't want to be the Karen of this, but it just doesn't seem fun. Anyway, that's what's going on in Spain. I figured I'd fill you in on that before I took one last break of the show. Wanted to shout out the Alton High Boys soccer team, fill you in on this tomato throwing extravaganza, and we'll come back with one last bit of Daily Show on a Thursday right after this one.
This is the White Works. President of Works Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Why do you drink? Hey, why do you roll smoke? Why must you live out the songs that you wrote? If I'm down in a honky-tonk, some old slick's trying to give me direction, I say leave me alone, I'm singing all night long.
Welcome back. Alrighty. I got one more news story for you. Hey, let's fill you in on some events real quick. AP Cigar After Hours taking place tonight with the Osgeiner family cigar brand. That's going to be a great one. St. Louis Area Comic Con is August the 30th. So is the Farmers Market, the Jazz and Wine Festival, and then VFW's Rockin' Rascal band. Or Rockin' Rascal is going to be on stage. The band playing at VFW on the 30th. Then you got the Fuddle Duddle Huddle. Say that one 4 times fast at the Old Bakery Beer Company. We spoke with Lauren about this a little bit when she was on last. And then the Calhoun County Fair starts September the 4th and runs through the 7th. Also, let's see. Oh, our conversations with Keith Short and Associates start on Tuesday because Monday we're off. And really excited to have Keith and his, expertise in here. And I think that's really important with Keith Short and Associates, especially because just hearing some of these stories that Keith's already shared with me, it's quite fascinating, quite frankly, because, it's all about advocacy when it comes to a lot of what Keith does and meeting his clients where they're at, whether it's medical malpractice or a negligence case or, workers' comp or a car accident, all those things where, especially when you're going through, rehabilitation and you're going through some pretty tough circumstances, the last thing that you need to become an expert on is legal matters. You need to have a partner. You need to have a trusted advocate. And that's where Keith Short and Associate comes in. And he'll be joining us on Tuesday at 9:20. He'll also join us twice a month from here on out, at least twice a month, and we'll be talking about the latest cases. We'll talk about some of the circumstances that he's run into in his decades-long career, and we're going to get more insights to hopefully help you help yourself and find that trusted advocate if you're going through that battle or someone that is. That's Keith Short and Associates. Really excited to have them a part of the show. Hey, one final thing to fill you in on. The Belleville Area Humane Society will host their annual Wine for Whiskers Fall Festival event to support animals from 5:30 to 9 p.m. Thursday, September the 18th. Community members can enjoy drinks, dinner, carnival games, and a silent auction, raffles, and more fun at the Weingarten in Belleville. The event geared towards adults, and this fall festival promises a fun evening to benefit some local animals. It's just going to be a really good night. That's what Chelsea said with the Belleville Area Humane Society. Tickets to the event, they cost $50 each and include dinner from Tavern on Main. That's good. And 2 drink tickets. That's a great price. In addition to dinner, live music, raffles. In silent auctions, attendees can play carnival games and even get a caricature drawn of their pets. Winners of the duck poll receive an Eckert's pie, and a mum poll will send attendees home with fall mums. This is going to be a great event. Proceeds from ticket sales, the silent auction, the raffle, the carnival games, and sponsors will all go back to BAHS. They hope to raise $55,000 for their animal care. The money goes towards basic costs like food, vet bills, and facility updates, but it will also allow BAHS to continue to offer services like their low-cost vaccine clinic, their pet food pantry alone. It serves 8,000 pets every year. That's incredible. For more information on this, just go to the RiverBender.com event article, or just go to the official website at bahspets.org. That's bahspets.org, or their official Facebook page. Out of time, and I'll see you as we wrap up our week. Tomorrow, my friends, another full show, another good one. We got Blog Talk, we got Backstoppers, we got a lot more. Join me then, won't you? Until then, try your best to stay out of jail.